There are moments in life when nothing tragic has happened yet, but something has quietly run out. The strength runs out, the joy runs out, the love in a home begins to feel thin. The excitement that once carried you is gone. The prayers feel dry, and to everyone else, everything still looks fine. That's where this story begins. Not in a graveyard, not in a storm, not in a synagogue, but at a wedding. A wedding in Cana of Galilee. There was music, there was laughter, there were families gathered together, there were friends celebrating a new beginning. The bride and groom were surrounded by people who had come to rejoice with them. It should have been one of the happiest days of their lives. And then, quietly, behind the celebration, the wine ran out. To us, that may sound like a small problem, but in that time, at a wedding feast, running out of wine was more than an inconvenience. It was humiliation. It meant the family had failed to provide. It meant whispers would begin. It meant the joy of the celebration could turn into public shame. And the bride and groom may not have even known yet. The crowd was still smiling. The music may have still been playing. But behind the scenes, the servants knew. Mary knew. And soon, everyone would know. That is one of the most powerful details in this story. The crisis began hidden. Before the embarrassment became public, someone noticed. Mary, the mother of Christ, saw what was happening. She saw the servants. She saw the concern. She saw the joy of the wedding slowly approaching a breaking point. And she went to Christ. She did not give him a long explanation. She did not try to control him. She simply said, "They have no wine." That was all. A short sentence. But beneath it was a whole world of need. They have no wine. They have no joy left. They have no strength left. They have no way to fix this. They are about to be ashamed, and they do not even know how close they are. And Christ answered in a way that may sound strange at first. He made it clear that his hour had not come yet. But Mary understood something. She did not argue. She did not panic. She turned to the servants and said one of the deepest lines in the gospel. "Do whatever he tells you." That is where the miracle begins. Not when the water changes, not when the master of the feast tastes it, not when everyone realizes something impossible has happened. The miracle begins with obedience. Nearby stood 6 stone water jars, large jars, ordinary jars, jars used for purification. They were not golden vessels. They were not royal cups. They were not impressive to look at. They were just stone jars, empty or nearly empty. And Christ told the servants to fill them with water. Think about how strange that must have felt. The problem was wine. The instruction was water. The need was urgent. The command seemed ordinary. No lighting, no public announcement, no dramatic speech, just servants carrying water. Again and again, back and forth, filling jars while the wedding continued around them. Maybe some of them wondered what the point was. Maybe one servant looked at another and thought, "This will not solve anything." But they kept filling. And John tells us they filled the jars to the brim. Not halfway, not casually, to the brim. That is faith. Doing the simple thing completely even before you understand what God is doing. Then Christ told them to draw some out and take it to the master of the feast. And that is the moment where obedience becomes risk. Because as far as the servants knew, they were carrying water. They were taking water to the man responsible for judging the feast. They had no guarantee of what would happen. They only had the word of Christ. So they walked, they carried it, they presented it. And when the master of the feast tasted it, it was wine. Not just wine, the best wine. The kind of wine people usually served first, because the guests had already drunk freely. The master of the feast called the bridegroom and said in surprise that most people served the good wine first and then the inferior wine later. But this bridegroom had kept the good wine until now. The bridegroom may not have even understood what had happened. The guests may not have known. The master of the feast did not know where it came from, but the servants knew. Mary knew. Christ's disciples knew. And that is how Christ revealed his glory, quietly, hidden from the crowd, through servants, through obedience, through ordinary water, through stone jars, at a wedding where joy was about to run out. This was his first sign, and it tells us something beautiful about Christ. Jesus not only enters the place where people are dying, he also enters the places where joy is fading. He does not only meet us in obvious tragedy, he also meets us in quiet lack, in the small humiliations, in the hidden panic, in the moments where you're smiling in public but empty behind the scenes. And maybe that's exactly where some of us are today. Life still looks normal, people still see the outside, the music is still playing, the room still looks full, but inside, something has run out. You still show up, you still answer messages, you still do what you have to do, but the wine has run out. The joy has run out, the peace has run out, the fire has run out. And this story does not tell us to pretend we are full. It teaches us to bring the emptiness to Christ. Mary's prayer was simple. They have no wine. Maybe that is all you need to say. Lord, I have no strength. Lord, I have no peace. Lord, I have no joy. Lord, I do not know how to fix this. And then comes the instruction. Do whatever he tells you, not whatever your fear tells you, not whatever your pride tells you, not whatever the crowd expects. Do whatever he tells you. Sometimes what he tells you may feel small. Forgive. Wait. Pray. Return. Be honest. Be still. Serve. Start again. Fill the jars. Carry the water. Take the next faithful step. You may not see the miracle while you are filled. You may not see it while you are carrying. You may not see it until the moment of surrender. But Christ can transform what you bring him. He can take what is ordinary and make it holy. He can take what would have become shame and turn it into testimony. And the best part is this: the miracle at Cana was not loud. It was not performed for applause. Jesus saved the family from shame before most people even knew there was a problem. That means there are mercies in your life you may not even realize he has already given you. Doors he closed, falls he prevented, shame he covered, moments he carried you through quietly. And just like the servants, one day you may look back and realize, I thought I was only carrying water, but Christ was making wine. This is the gospel at Cana. When the wine ran out, Jesus was there. When the servants obeyed, the miracle began. And when Christ transformed the water, his disciples saw his glory, and they believed in him. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you.